Hello dear students, good morning everyone. This is the fifth lecture for class ninth in physics subject regarding second chapter, that is force and laws of motion. And in this lecture today we will discuss about the most important topic of this chapter, that is conservation of momentum. And just before this topic we have discussed, that is what is force, types of force, and what is momentum, and what is the concept of momentum. And then after we also discussed earlier in previous lecture about the Newton's laws of motion. So in this chapter only few topics are remaining, so I think nearly one or two more lectures are required to complete this chapter, but today we are just going to discuss the most important topic of this chapter, that is conservation of momentum. So you will listen carefully what is the concept of conservation and how it is utilized in your real life. Conservation of momentum. Here the term conservation, that is conserved anything, or you say that saved anything, or preserved or stored. You can use any one word for this. But about momentum, we are knowing momentum is what? That is measured by the product of mass and velocity. But in the sense of proving, how to prove the conservation of momentum, we have to assume that two bodies having different mass and moving with different initial velocity. And whenever two bodies having different mass and moving with different speed, I will say that whenever moving along a straight line, then the speed becomes what? Velocity. Whenever under condition, and that condition must be required for their proving of conservation. If you not assume that condition, then it is impossible to prove the conservation of momentum. So first of all, you have to listen about the statement. Very simple, as like conservation of energy, that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It means the total energy of the universe is conserved. Same here, the momentum of a moving body is always conserved. It means the product of mass and velocity just at a time when we take, and then after some time when we take, then the product of momentum concept, that is mass and velocity, gives what? Always a fixed value. That's why here the concept of momentum is conserved. Listen again, conservation of momentum means the total momentum of a moving body. Here why use the total? Because I think two body here, then momentum of body A and momentum of body B, wherever taken together, then the total momentum of body is always conserved. This is the simple statement of this topic. So listen here, the total momentum of moving body are always conserved. Very simple concept of statement. Total momentum, it means here two bodies, then momentum of body A and momentum of body B, always conserved. It means we will take three situations here of two bodies. situation A, situation B and situation C. In three situations there are three different cases, just before the collision and during collision and after collision. In all three situations the momentum, whenever we just calculate before collision and after collision, then we observe what the momentum of two bodies before collision, that must be equal to momentum of two bodies after collision. And we have to prove that if two bodies having mass m1 and m2 moving with initial velocity u1 and u2, then after collision their velocity becomes v1 and v2. So momentum of body 1, that is m1 u1 before collision, and momentum of body 2, that is m2 u2, and after collision momentum of body 1, that is m1 v1, and second body, that is m2 v2. We have to prove this concept, and for proving this concept we have to assume the diagram concept. In the condition of moving along a straight line, so by taking diagram concept, here body A having mass m1 moving with initial velocity u1, and another body having mass m2, that is B, if moving with u2. Here let's see the concept of velocity, that is very important concept. The velocity of body A, that is u1, is greater than u2. This is the specific condition. If this condition not happen, then in the movement along this straight line, that is from left to right, there is no chance of collision. If the velocity of this one is smaller, then this body never collides with this body. So for collision, velocity of this one preceding body must be greater than the body of this speed having m2 mass and speed here or velocity here u2. So this one collides this body after some time, velocity here greater, then within limited time this one body collides with this body, and then during collision the situation will be just like this. This is body A and having mass m1, this is body B having mass m2, but in this case, that is u is equal to, I will say that u1 is equal to u2 is equal to what? 0. That is during collision. This is the case of during collision, and then after this here v1, and then after collision. We can write here either u1 u2 is equal to 0 or v1 v2 is equal to 0, no matter. So then after this diagram we will derive the formula very easy way. This is during collision condition and this is after, and this one is what? Before collision. So just try to understand what is the concept of this topic, that is conservation of momentum. And this concept, the important role that is played by this one diagram. Whenever diagram concept is clear, then you can derive this formula very easy way. Here body A and body B having mass different m1 m2, and also their velocity is also different, u1 and u2. Under condition they are moving along this straight line, direction of movement or direction of motion, and then we can write along this direction they are moving. So for collision the specific required condition is velocity of u1 must be greater than u2. That's why they collide after some time. When they collide for a very short time, their velocity becomes 0, and just after this velocity of body A becomes if v1, and velocity of body B it becomes v2. Here v2 will be greater than v1. So listen again about statement and proving. Proving here very simple. We will use the two previous concept, that is Newton's law of motion, second law and third law. Mathematical concept of Newton's second law and also Newton's third law we will use and prove out within few steps. Very simple concept. About statement, that is clear. The total momentum of moving bodies are always conserved, and here just about the diagram we are writing some language. If two bodies having mass m1 and m2, this is the mass having m1 and m2 moving with initial velocity u1 and u2, then after collision their velocity becomes v1 and v2. Here mass not written, so just wait. Body having mass m1 and m2. Then we have to prove that what? m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. In simple way, the diagram concept: body A, body B, u1 velocity u2 under condition u1 greater than u2. Then this is the situation before collision, and this one during collision when they collide after some time their velocity becomes 0. Either we can write here u1 is equal to u2 is equal to 0, also we can write either v1 is equal to v2 is equal to 0, no matter. So here v2 is greater than v1. It means when this one body strike this one body during collision, their velocity becomes 0, and then after collision velocity of body B becomes greater than the velocity of body A. So how to prove? Just see, proof for this one within few lines. Very simple concept. Proof. From Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to applied force, and from Newton's third law we are knowing action force must be equal to reaction force, but in opposite sense of negative sign here, direction concept. So conservation of momentum here we have to prove that by using Newton's second law and third law. Second law here, rate of change of momentum, that is ddt. dt means very short change with respect to time. in momentum of body B, that is m2 u2. This is the initial and final m1 body B, here u2 and m2 mass, then v2 and m2, so minus m2 v2. This is the rate of change of momentum of body B, and then this is equal to the force applied by body 2, that is F2. This is the force concept of body 2, and same as is shown by Newton's second law. This is the rate of change of momentum, that is equal to applied force. Whatever the rate change in momentum, that rate change makes the concept of force, and that is equal to what? Body 2. So you have to here same as dt of, we will write here the body 1 having greater velocity, so m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equal to f1. Very easy concept, and this one concept also by Newton's second law. Rate of change of momentum in body A, that is equal to the force applied by the body A. So we will equate these two concepts. These are the concepts by Newton's second law, but we are knowing what? By Newton's third law, F1 is equal to minus F2. This is the concept of Newton's third law. So we will use the value of F1 and F2 with their proper sign. Then after this, the remaining step, just see how we will obtain the required relation within simple statement, I steps. After this, the concept here, F1 value, that is, if we use here vector form, then we have to apply the concept of vector on velocity. So no matter, everything is clear. Then the value of F1 ddt, that is m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equal to minus of ddt m2 u2 minus m2 v2, and here ddt cancel out both sides, because same terms whenever having on both sides, then we can cancel out. So m1 u1 minus m1 v1 equal to minus of m2 u2, minus minus, then minus first of all, then after this you will change the sign, m2 v2. So when we just replace this bracket, then this one becomes what? Minus m2 u2, and this one becomes plus m2 v2. So m1 u1 and here minus m1 v1. Then we have to transfer this one towards right and this one towards left, and just during the transformation, transforming any one term from left to right, then the sign will change according to mathematics. So this one sign becomes what? Plus, and this one sign also becomes plus. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is the concept in vector form, and then we can write also what in magnitude form. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Very simple concept. Only one, the concept of Newton's second law and the concept of Newton's third law is used here. So with the help of Newton's second law, we are calculating what? The rate of change of momentum of body 2 and the rate of change of momentum of body 1. That is one having A and 2 having B. That's why we just using the concept of F1 F2 in Newton's third law, and when we just use in Newton's third law, then this one concept, that is whenever taken from previous F1 F2 value in this concept, then ddt cancel out from both sides, and whenever ddt cancel out from both sides, then dt here the concept of rate of change of, and the rate of change of in which way? That is time rate of change of. And this one concept, that is very important, I will say that most important topic, but this concept is useful for class 9th and also for class 11th, because same terms. Momentum is given in chapter, that is laws of motion. In class 11 there is also a chapter of physics, laws of motion. In that chapter conservation of momentum also given. So in this way we can also prove that in class 11th. So this is 2-in-1 concept, utilized in 9th also as well as in 11th. So very easy. Listen again, starting from statement, the total momentum before collision must be equal to total momentum after collision. It means the total momentum of the bodies are always conserved, and by taking two bodies A and B, we are just assuming three cases here: before collision, during collision, after collision. And here there is no chance of calculation of momentum, because velocity 0 means what? Here momentum becomes 0. So velocity whenever multiplied with mass, velocity 0 means what? When multiplied with mass having any one value, then becomes what? 0. So just before the collision we have to calculate the momentum rate change, that is equal to force, and here momentum rate change in case of body 2 and body 1 when we just taking by Newton's second law, and these two concepts when we applying in Newton's third law, that is action reaction, F1 is equal to what? Minus F2. Then with the help of these two concepts, Newton's second and Newton's third law, we just obtain the required result, that is total momentum before collision must be equal to total momentum after collision. m1 u1 plus m2 v2 means total momentum before collision of the given two bodies, and m1 v1 plus m2 v2 means what? Total momentum after collision, that is of two bodies. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. In next lecture we will discuss about the recoiling of gun and some example. That will be the, I think, last topic. So that's all for today.